Hello everyone and welcome to a new session of Dr. Khalid Hassan YouTube channel. Today's session we are going to speak about how to study successfully, and this topic is very important for the student who enroll in the program, even for the undergraduate or graduate program and different level and different specialty in general study, computer science, the pharmacy, healthcare, physician assistant, physical therapy, for or nursing. So include all our medical students, include all the students from different sector. The question we need to ask ourselves here: do we want to learn faster and remember more? This is an important question for everyone need to be asked before they start reading the material, understand and digest the material. Okay, in this brief session, we are going to speak about 8 tips that help student, professional, or anyone in the learning something new to maybe emphasize and help to learning the material, understand the material, apply the material, synthesize and evaluate the material according to the Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, the first tip and the first goals will be set smart goals. So we need to identify our goals in the beginning before we start maybe study and prepare and learning the material. What is or are our goals? Okay, we need to ask ourselves, what exactly do I want to learn? Do I want to learn new language? Do I want to prepare myself to pass the certification exam, USMLE exam, BANS exam, or like NABLEX exam? Do I need to write down, and I have to start to do the writing down the maybe the purpose of this or the goals, break it into smaller step, and then I need to start checking off as the process may be going on. So the most effective way to study and prepare to study smart, using setting smart study goals, and this one's the abbreviation stand for the S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, then R for relevant, then we have time bound. So as you can see here, specific, we need to ask ourselves, what do you want to accomplish? I need to learn a new language. I need to learn anatomy, physiology, pathophysiology, chemistry, physics, calculation, for example, or calculus. So all these maybe I need to set the goal. This is the specific goal for me learning the material. Number two, I need to measure how will you track your progress, for example. Did you understand the definition, the concept, the consequences, the complication? All these the material need to be start maybe tracking. Then achievable, is the goal is realistic? So is that able to achieve, for example? Do I set a goal, for example, to read like 8 pages every day, or my expectation was to read 100 pages every day, and this is unacceptable to read 100 pages every day. Then should be relevant to the topics. For example, if you study physics, you need to focus on physics. If you study anatomy, you need to focus on anatomy. Time bound is very important. You need to set deadline, because after specific time you will be asked to take exam or assessment or quiz. Therefore, it's very important to prepare yourself to maybe start from the beginning, understand the material, digest the material, and apply the material. Okay, the second tip, we need to make a simple plan. A simple plan is very important for anyone who study and prepare him or herself for the exam, or for the to be succeeded in a course, or in a material. We need to maybe create a plan and stick with the plan. As you can see here, we need to choose a short study session, like 25 minutes to 45 minutes, sometimes 50 minutes. Then we need to take 5 minute break, and this is very important for the brain to give some relaxation to the brain, and in order to maybe digest the information already learned in the classroom or from the textbook. In my classroom, normally I give the student 50 minutes, like deliver my lecture, active learning in the classroom, then we have 10-minute break. Even if the student don't need a break, they feel comfortable. I told the student we need the break because the break maybe help us to come fresh again and understand the next maybe concept and material we are going to learn in the classroom. So here, when you study in the at your own place, it's recommended to study like 30 minutes, 25 minutes until 50 minutes. Then take a break like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Then come back again. So it's very important to give your brain some relaxation and back again to read the material and understand the next maybe concept you are preparing for. Okay, the third tip will be learning actively or active learning. Here we try to use something like, for example, flashcard, or we can the student recommended to teach the classmate or some maybe friends in the classmate or someone in the family. Try to teach them the material you learn and today, for example. Try to prepare notes, sticky notes, and put on front of your desk. So not only read the material, you need to act. Acting mean read the material loudly, create your own word. You can use sometime mnemonic for the some maybe material. We can create a quiz or quizzes. We can test ourselves, ask a question. What is the mechanism of atropine? What is the mechanism of digoxin, for example? How the Tylenol reduce pain and fever? So we need to ask ourselves questions and answer these questions. Okay, another one, we can teach the material we learn in the classroom to someone else. So we can sit as a couple or more, 3 students or more also, and teach the material maybe to the other student. Okay, this process will help to the material to stick and remain in our brain, and this one maybe enhance long-term memory. So as you can see here, using flashcards, it's like considered like great for memorization, and also like we can use it for the definition, explain concept, and regularly review the material. Okay, review over time is very important here, and here we maybe emphasize on something called repetition. So it's highly recommended that the student who attend the undergraduate or graduate program to read the material before attend the classroom, and we call this one pre-reading. Then after that, the student attend the classroom, and in the classroom, the student need to pay attention 100% to the lecturer or to the faculty in the classroom, and it's highly recommended during that time to take notes. And the notes not mean it does not mean to write everything. Try to write summary notes that emphasize on the important point on the slide and lecture. Okay, this is attending the lecture here. This is the lecture session. Then when you finish the lecture at the end of the day, you go home and to your maybe to relax a little bit, take a nap, take small food, relaxing, take a nap. Then after that, you review the material again. So as you can see, we have pre-lecture review before you attend the lecture. Then you attending the lecture. Then we have post-lecture review. So our expectation here, the pre-lecture preparation, when you study the material before you come to the class, you are going to see like or understand 10% of the information. That means we still have 90% need more clarification. So when you come to the lecture well prepared and fully vigilant about, we are going to learn about central nervous system, cardiovascular system, or renal system, and then you attend the lecture, keep attention to the classroom, actively engage with the discussion, with the group discussion in the classroom, ask a question if you don't understand the material, take notes. All these like help you to understand 50 to 60% of the material. So attending classroom and allow you to understand 60% of the material. Then when you go back to your house or home there, so you need to review the material. This is post review. So the post review should be like 20%. You have 10% for the pre-review, pre-lecture, the lecture 50-60%, and then we have post review. And if you maybe calculate all these percentage, this will end up with like 85 to 95% of understanding the material, remembering the material, and apply the material. In this case, when the exam come, the student will be well prepared for the exam. Number one, what the student will be able to retain this information for long term, and we call this one long term retention. Okay, let me explain this spaced repetition here. It's very important. If you look what we have here, when you maybe learn the material or read the material for the first time, and you gain like you have 100% from the information it's already learned about the material. But if you left the material without repeat in day 1 and day 2 and day 3, 6 and 10, you can see there after 10 days without reading the material, you will lose about 90% of the material. So you forgot about 90% of the material. However, if you repeat the material only for 2 days, you can see here after 10 days you will lose around like 70% of the material. But if you repeat the material for 3 days, you can see day 1, day 3, day 6. If you repeat the material here, and you are going to lose 50%. They said if you repeat the material several times, for example, day 1, repeat it in day 2, and then repeat it in day 6, then repeat it in day 10, you can retain the information, like 90% of the information will be retained for long-term memory. So the repetition is very important process for a person to learn the material and retain the material for long term. It's highly recommended. Okay, the step number 5, it's recommended that when you prepare like a flashcard, for example, we have the material like 100 slide, and you prepare like 30 flashcard or like 45, whatever. Try to mix all these flashcards, the practice, and this will help you to maybe, because in the exam they don't bring the material in order, they bring it from different section, different maybe concept. So as you can see here, we need to mix up the flashcard and learn from the material from different section. We can move from the head to the abdomen to the legs to the extremities. Okay, we move to the tips, to the tip number 6. Take care of yourself. Very important here to take enough sleep, drink a lot of water and fluid, healthy snack. Try to avoid fast food. Practice some exercise like yoga and stretching exercise. We need to maybe look after yourself. However, the main reason for that, sleeping is very important process for the brain to relax, and when you sleep, the short-term memory will move to the long-term memory. So what happened there, the short-term memory will be working on the hippocampus on the brain, and when you sleep or take a nap, this short-term memories will move from the hippocampus to the cortex and storage there as a long-term memory. So it's very important to get enough sleep, like at least from 6 to 8 hours per day and per 24 hours. It's very important here. Here we're talking about time management. It's very important to maybe figure out what is the best way to get enough sleep, and you need to maybe organize your time regarding that. Okay, from this image here, you can see here we need to get enough sleep. We need to practice some exercise, yoga and stretching exercise. Take a lot of fluid, healthy fruits and veggies. Try to avoid junk and fast food. Another tips here, like tip number 4, use helpful tools. Some students use some apps like Anki or like Quizlet, YouTube tutorial. We have practice tests normally, and we have this one give the student the leverage of using flashcard, for example, and educational videos. We have some quizzes available online or like available from the faculty in the classroom, and this will make the learning easier and more fun. Okay, tip number 8, and this is the last tip here, and it's highly recommended, but it's like optional for students. Some students feel comfortable with this one, other students prefer to study alone, but it's recommended for students to study in a group. So we encourage a group study, discussion, share notes, for example, and now we with this shared drive now, or Google Drive, or Microsoft folder, the student able to work together in the same folder or same documents. Study with a friend will help to maybe ease the stress and enhance the information. So as you can see here, the studying group, the student exchange their experiences, exchange their questions, they test their self, they ask questions for clarification. So as a summary recap for this session, how to study successfully and how to study smart. As you can see here, we have 8 study tips. Number 1, set goals. Number 2, learn actively. Number 3, make a plan. Number 4, review regularly, review the material, and we spoke about space repetition with the repeated success. As you can see, day 10 that we have like retention of 90% of the material. Then we spoke about mixed topic about the flashcard, mix the flashcard topics from, it's not like in order like mixed or chaotic. Then stay healthy, eating food, practice exercise. We can use some apps or tools that help us to understand and memorize the material. Then group study, collaboration is very important part. So these 8 steps will help us to study successfully and study smart, and will be able to pass our exam. Okay, this will conclude our session. Have a great day, everyone. Okay, this will conclude our session for today, how to study successfully. I hope this session will maybe provide you with beneficial tips and steps that help you to prepare and study the material. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great day.